Thanks for watching, everybody. This is the back nine of the Pure by MB Open. That's John Mallinger,
Great shot.
who just hit a great drive down the 10th hole of Recreation Park Golf Course in Long Beach, California. That's Nick
Beauty,
Bedell,
Nick.
who is the CEO of Pure by MB, like an apparel brand that right now sells hats, towels, and other accessories. I think they're going to branch out into other things pretty soon. This is former Web.com Tour Pro Brett Lederer. So a really good golfer, especially a good guy to watch this because he was able to do it at just like 106 miles an hour club head speed or so. This guy is
Great shot.
Torrey Edwards, who just hit his shot there, who shot 58 on this course and is the course record holder here. All right, so here's Brett hitting a really controlled shot,
Great shot, Brett.
and it's perfectly underneath the hole. You can see his ball up there, pretty close, like to 8 feet, maybe 7 feet, I think. So Brett will have that for birdie on the 10th hole, which is like 435 yards or so down a hill. Torrey hit a huge drive, and for a second shot, we'll see he gets that pretty close, just a little bit too much spin on it, and it zips all the way back. Here's John Mallinger chipping for birdie. John was on the PGA Tour for 10 years, I think, and has made, between the PGA Tour and the Web.com Tour, has made over $7 million playing professional golf. He grew up around here and still lives in the area. Here's Brett for birdie. Brett played on the Adams Tour, on I think the Hooters Tour, the Canadian Tour, the Web.com Tour. For 12 years he was a professional golfer, just making his living only from playing. And now he's teaching lessons. Okay, I took the 11th hole off, and we're going to go to the 12th hole. Usually it's 129 yards. They set it all the way back on another tee box today to make it 171 yards. Nick hit a great shot, just pin high. He'll have a birdie look there. Nick was a good player who went to Long Beach State, and now he plays in a lot of the section events. All right, Brett's doing something a little different here. He's going to try to hit driver low and off that fence and rebound it into the hole, but it didn't work out. So he hooks it onto the other side of the path. So Brett's going to have to use a short game to get up and down from there. Also on the tee, here is Hunter Epson. So here's some slow-mos coming up. Hunter Epson is, I think, the top golfer at Long Beach State. He's a senior now. So Hunter hit this 170-yard shot to about, I think, 2.5 feet and made birdie. Now here's Garrett Sapp. Garrett Sapp played on the Asian Tour and other tours around the world, and he won the Long Beach Open like 4 years ago or something like that, and now he's a club pro. But he has one of the best swings that I've seen in person. And we'll have a drive from him coming up, but particularly with his driver. He's a really good driver of the ball, so we're going to want to see that. This is Michael Drake, who was a star at Long Beach State and now is the head pro of a golf course out in the Inland Empire. And hit a good shot there. You can, I don't know, let me know in the comments, can you see the level of golfer just by looking at their impact, at how they create impact? So that's Hunter's shot for birdie after hitting such a good tee shot. So he made that. And here's Hunter again on the 310-yard par 3. And our group is starting to get, or this group is starting to get really big now. So now we've joined 2 groups or so. And Hunter hits a good drive there. You can see after he has impact, he still has more swing to go. A lot of people finish their swing completely before they've even made impact, and then it's kind of a fling into it. Here's John Mallinger with driver. Speaking of that, watch how when John, as he goes through the ball, the lead arm bends, kind of like Lee Westwood. And he can be very accurate with this driver. That one just goes a little left of the green, but he'll have a good opportunity to chip it just from up and down. And here's Brett Lederer, who teaches lessons over at Virginia Country Club. And he has driver here as well. But you can see he does a lot of things really well. Nice creative little finish, but it's kind of like a Ho-Sung Choi thing. It's like impact is normal, is very regular, and then the finish becomes kind of creative. And then here's Michael Drake, who won the Long Beach match play, I think the Long Beach City Championship as well, and was the low amateur at the Long Beach Open back when he was in went to Long Beach State here. All right, so here's Garrett after driving into the right side green side bunker, which would make it about a 305-yard drive. But I saw a lot of the pros were having trouble out of these bunkers. They're not super consistent from one to the other. So the one that John had in our last video was it didn't have a lot of sand in it, and that one did have a lot of sand in it. You see John drove his ball, I think, right, or actually no, that wasn't John. That was, I think, Tori drove his ball behind a tree and had to chop out. That was John for birdie.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What the hell
10.
am I counting here?
Golfers,
I don't know.
sir.
I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not sure. Oh, they're counting how many people are in this group now. So there's like 10 or 11 people because it's getting extremely dark. And there is a big prize for the pros. Winning this tournament is $1,500. So they definitely wanted to get it in. So these 3 or maybe even 4 groups have now become like a 10-some or so.
Perfect.
Just to be able to get it in. So there's Hunter hit a good drive there. Here's Tori with his first drive. There is out of bounds left. And I say that because I know that Brett was getting on his case a lot that day. And it was getting right to the limit of what would be friendly, I guess. But it's all fun. So then Brett hits his drive, which goes right down the middle.
Shot.
This is a par 5, like 550 yards. Or maybe a little less, 530, something like that. So Brett is going to hit, is that driver off the deck? I think it was. Hits it nice and straight there. All right, moving on. Here's Michael Drake with his second shot. A long iron into this par 5. You can see he put some speed behind that. Terrific balance. Michael's like a really, really good player.
You like it?
And still plays a lot in the PGA section events. I think he's like Michael Drake PGA kind of thing. Here's John Mallinger. That's his golf cart that he drove from his house to the course, which was pretty cool to be able to do. Street legal thing. And John hits it up there, and I think he'll have an eagle putt. Hunter hit a really great drive, very long drive. Pound for pound, extremely long. I mean, pound for any pound. Just a very long player. Walks it up pin high to the right of the green. That's where you'd want to be, though, if you were going to miss. And here's Garrett Sapp, who's a fantastic driver of the ball. You can just see how repeatable that swing looks. We're going to get a closer look at his driver swing on the next hole. Face on slow motion shot. And almost everybody made birdie on that last hole. Moving on to the next hole, which is like a 325-yard par 4. You can see the group is staying big, or maybe even getting bigger, because it is dark and it's overcast and it gets dark early. So here's Garrett Sapp, who played a lot in the Asian Tour. I haven't looked up his stats about how he did on that and everything, but I know that he's a really good player around here. Won the Long Beach Open a couple years ago, which is like $35,000 or something, and a big mini tour event. And you can just see how the hands and arms together are leading the golf ball, are leading the club head through the golf ball, where everybody else is getting the club head through the golf ball before the hands and arms. So one of the reasons he's so good.
What?
Hunter was in kind of a bad spot there and bladed it over the green. Somebody else chipped it up close. You can see it's getting pretty wild here as far as how many different golfers are going, but they're all playing. It's a tournament. Most of these guys are pros, so they're all playing. A lot of them are playing for this $1,500 prize that they're giving away. So it remains as like it's fun, but I know they all would like to win this for sure. So Tori will have that for his birdie.
You interviewed AJ.
to bounce back after the par 5. Here's Michael Drake
Yeah, I like
pitching
AJ a lot.
after a
You know
good
AJ?
drive.
Yeah, he's my brother-in-law's
Classy
father.
shot there that just ran on a little bit.
So
Yeah.
Joe
The grounds crew
referred
did a
you to
great
him.
job with the greens and getting everything ready here. It was the day before they punched the greens, so you know they're always best right before they punch them. Garrett for his birdie
Nick, how
leaves
much was
it
the
on the high
bagpiper
side just a little bit.
for the tournament?
And Nick saw the line, so let's see if Nick Bedell, the CEO of Pure, who teaches over at Virginia Country Club as well, golf instructor, let's see if he can put this one in. Got a lot of coins and markers on the green and other stuff. But nobody here is really a slow player, so it's all working out. They should be able to get it in, although it might be dark as a dungeon by the time they do. Torrey Edwards, the guy who shot 58 on the course, the only person to ever do that, for his birdie. It's there. And here's Brett. This is for Brett's birdie. Nope. Left it out on the high side, just like Nick did, and a lot of people did. Let's see if John... See, the thing is with a pro, normally anyway, they're ridiculously good at putting if they've seen the line already. That's why, like, in the Ryder Cup and President's Cup, things like that, like, the amount of putts they make from here are crazy. All right, here's a guy named Andrew, who is the CEO of this. I think it's called SenseGrips. So you can see the grip on his putter is kind of square.
Here, let me see.
Pretty cool.
Might be something to this grip, guys.
Yeah.
Look at this. Now, tell me, what does this do?
Basically, it's a face awareness. So it's a rectangular shape that goes to your palm. So you know exactly where that putter face is at all points of your stroke.
Uh-huh.
And so especially hockey players, they love it. But the weight actually makes a big difference in terms of the wobbling on the backswing.
Right, because you have a
That
separate
eliminates
weight inside here.
it. Inside the shaft.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
cool.
Yeah.
Also, how did you get your shaft to be black?
Oh,
Or
that was
that's
just that was
yeah.
just.
All right, so now, because it's getting extremely dark, they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 golfers, I think. Yeah, 8 golfers tee off all at the same time. And this is not just like for fun. These are all guys. Let's say there's like, of these 9 guys, 5 of them are professionals. 5 or 6 of them are professionals. So playing for a good amount of money. So this is all going to count. So here they go. It's like 135 yards. In the shorts there, that's John Mallinger, the PGA pro, and the 2 lefties on the right is Torrey and Brett. Let's see how they do. Nick goes first, and he hit a great shot right at the hole. And he really loved it. A lot of good shots. A big spray, though. I mean, it's getting... it was a slow round, but now they're like trying to get it in. Hunter hits a good chip to pretty close to the hole. Who was that? Oh, that's Michael Drake chipped it. Now he's going to have 6 feet left. Torrey is hit kind of a poor shot off the tee, so he's got a chip here to get it close. Now everybody was predicting with this tournament that 63 or 64 something would win, but David and the Kaizen Prep Tour team really did set these pins up in a lot of difficult positions, and also the tees back in certain areas and other ways. They did a great job setting it up. So I can tell you now that 64 will not win it. So everybody was thinking that the winner would come out of one of these 2 groups. But we'll see. We'll see who the winner is and what the winning number is by the end of this. If it was an amateur who will just get points, or if it's a professional who will get some cash. And there were some sponsors in this event too. We're thinking about doing another one for Pure and Be Better Golf together. Get some big sponsors and other things like that. Have a real big event
It actually looks like a football player.
here. So if you'd like to do that, just send me an email. contactbebettergolf@gmail.com. You can come out and play. We're going to get out definitely earlier. It will not be, tensomes and things like that to finish. I guarantee that. They had the the time switched here in a way that made it kind of slower, so we won't have it that way. All right, a lot of really good putts. John misses his putt there. So here's Nick for a birdie. Nick's made quite a few birdies today. It's kind of like he's the host of this thing in a sense, so not concentrating too super hard on winning, but the skins pot on this is going to be pretty big because there's a lot of people out here. Now they're going to go off in groups here. Oh, the other thing I should tell you is the next event, because I'll let you know, because so many birdies were made, the skins carried over to the next Kaizen Prep Tour event. So the pot is really going to be sweetened for the next one that you're going to want to go to, because you basically get double your money because you just have to pay for skins that day, but you'll be getting the entire pot from this tournament and the entire pot from the next tournament is going towards it. All right, there goes Mark Manwaring, Michael Drake, and Nick Bedell as a group of three. Now the next group of three. And as dark as it looks in the camera, it's hard to describe how dark it really is there at this point.
Okay, Ryder's the big one. Yeah, I called Ryder Hunter. I had to apologize. Next three.
All right, so the next group of three with Andrew in the middle. A different Andrew than the ones you guys know. And then we have Brett, who's going to put his ball right next, as a lefty, going to put his ball right next to John's ball, and then Hunter. And then we're going to all wait for the go sign to go down this hole. So I guess it's pretty efficient golf, but it's not the way you would ideally want to play. Because Hunter's playing well. He has a legitimate chance to win this tournament. All right, so going in, this is the way it was standing at this point. A pro from Moreno Valley called Michael Herrera, it had shot 5 under. And here's another Be Better golfer you guys know named Michael Ascari, who's a pro golfer now and has been playing well as a pro. That's his approach. Michael would go on to shoot, I think, 1 over par. He had a couple bad holes on the front 9. Okay, going on to the 17th hole. Hunter's putt for birdie. Very important to make this one. I think Hunter's 3 under at this point, or 4 under. Yeah. And it was looking like 5 under was the number to beat. You could see. So, and Hunter made it. So I think Hunter has a chance to get to 5 under if he birdies the last hole. Nice. Nick with another birdie. Nick played well. I think he had a couple bad holes, but skins, like, as a chance for, like, I think he was mainly thinking about trying to capture some skins. He played very well, you know, because he birdied some hard holes and he birdied some routine holes too. John for his birdie makes one. John made, I think, like 7 birdies. It just he had that very bad par 4 hole that you guys saw in part 1 of this video. All right, so going into the final hole, Hunter Epson there in the gray sweater and the khakis has a chance, we think, at this point to win it with a birdie on this hole, or at least to tie Michael Herrera on this hole. So they're going to try to get in as many guys as they can and all in one swing. So this is from left to right, we got, I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Nick Bedell, Michael Drake, Mark Manwaring, Garrett Sapp, Hunter Epson in the black hat, Andrew from Sense Grips, somebody I don't know, and then John, and then Brett. So Brett goes first, then John. Oh, it's a whole line. Then Andrew, Garrett, Mark, Michael, and finally Nick. So no, not exactly to the rules or whatever else, but and then finally the final 2. There goes Torrey with a good drive right down the middle, and Hunter with a good drive right down the middle. All right, so here's Brett. Brett has a really big bet going with Torrey, and Brett's team has a big bet going with Torrey's team as well. So this is a really important shot from like 159 yards because it's a blue pin, and he really, like Corey Pavin style, shapes it in. What a beautiful shot to see. Really awesome shot there.
Yeah, it's close. It's close.
He liked it. All right, Michael Drake from the center of the fairway. You can see it plays. The hole's above you about 15 feet or so or more, and really gets through the shot very nicely. Let's see if he can keep it close. It gets up there somewhere, but couldn't really see. All right, so they have the scoring and everything up there. You can tell. I mean, it is so dark by this point, and guys are just gonna start putting out.
Oh no!
I mean, ready golf would be an understatement. Just if you can go. All right, and then I think Mark had hit the wrong ball, so John Mallinger had to wait and then put the ball back where it was and hit again. So he hits a good shot in there, a little bit too much spin. John was always talking about controlling the golf ball into the green, like the angle that it's. So when you're at that level, you're really thinking. So here is Hunter for the final birdie. So I think Hunter will shoot 4 under for the day, 68. Really good round, really good player. What I was saying is that
68.
at John's level, you're really thinking about the attack angle into the green and then how much spin and how the green's going to make the ball react. A lot more so than you're thinking about any kind of technical stuff. Whenever he was, I heard him talking about what he wanted to do with the ball. It was always in the result of how the ball was going to land or how it was going to react to hitting the green. So I thought that was pretty interesting to hear that from a guy who has done what all these guys and everybody watching this channel for the most part would like to do. There's John for birdie, comes up a little short, so he'll have that to shoot. I think John shoots 2 under with a 7 on the card, so that's pretty good. 2 under with a triple bogey. Here's Torrey for birdie. So he's got a bet going with Brett, so he could really close Brett out if he makes this. So Brett's going to have a little bit of a chance to earn some money on their bet back if he makes his birdie that you guys saw from 150 yards that he put there to where that coin is there. But it's a tough putt, so we'll see. Michael Drake from Riverside, who went to Long Beach State. It's a big star there, as I said. And works as the head pro at a golf course in Riverside now, at a country club. All right, so the cool thing about this rectangular grip that I was thinking is that I know that I would like to try. I know that Matthew Fitzpatrick uses one of these grips on his driver just as a training tool to have a little less flip and roll through the shot and more of a spanking or a slapping style release. So that's something I might ask Andrew about, getting one of those grips just to put on one of my old drivers and kind of use it as like a training thing, because the Matthew Fitzpatrick from the European Tour, his video about it is pretty good. Oh, Brett's putt for birdie, and actually he hit that extremely close. All right, so he makes his birdie putt very good, and limits the damage a little bit, but I think there was quite a bit of damage into his wallet this day. Thanks to the Kaizen Prep Tour and David and all the guys that put this tournament on. They really do a good job putting these things on and everything, and makes it really a good experience. Par for Torrey, who I think has shot 1 or 2 under as well. It was really fun. So let's go to the results and see who won this tournament. I will let you know that the winner did not come from that Tensum. It came from an earlier group. So let's go. And there's the winner. The winner was Andrew Fernandez, who shot, he shot 6 under par and shot 66. And he is the winner of this tournament. This is really, really amazing. As an amateur, he won't get any money for winning it, but he is the pure by NB Open champion. That was really great. And there was a really cool atmosphere afterwards and everything. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, they're going to be doing more tournaments like this if you guys would like to come out and play. I think the next one that they're going to do is going to be a team event. So you can come out with a partner, and we're going to do Ryder Cup style best ball. So it could go extremely low. It could also be it will also be a lot of fun. And the skins from this event, since nobody got a solo skin because there were so many birdies made, the skins from this event are going to be carried over to that next one. You can get information about that at the Kaizen Prep Tours tournament portal, which is in the description. Thanks to Nick from Pure by NB for putting this on, and thanks to the sponsors for spicing up the prize fund for the pros. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. Congratulations to Andrew. See ya.